Hey people, it's a sunny day out here in the city of Lagos. And yes, this is Temito Kokola from Night.com TV. Yeah, we're live on the street and want to find out from Nigerians what they think about a very sensitive topic. So yeah, here's the deal. You know, most times people go out and then they're like, okay, I've been dating him for 4 months, 3 months, and he's yet to pop the question. So when is the appropriate time for a man to ask a woman to marry him when they are dating? Well, I'm sure you have a whole lot of things to say, but I'm not going to be saying this all by myself today. So we're going to find out from Nigerians on the street what they feel about this topic. Like, how long do you think a man should date a lady for before he puts a ring on it? Let's go.
It don't really matter how long. To me, I felt even at first sight, if you feel you really love that woman sincerely, you can go ahead. See material. There's not really specified time.
Okay, no specific time.
Yes.
So if you meet her today and you like her, you can put a ring on her finger today.
What I mean is, before you put finger, that day you meet may not be the very first day, but might be the first day you are having contact to communicate with her. You may have been observing her before the day you meet her. You understand? You can't just put the finger to a total stranger. It doesn't work that way. But to have a specific time, that is what I'm going against.
Probably in interval of 4 or 5 years.
For 5 years.
Yeah.
Before he puts a ring on it.
Yeah. At least to study the woman very well.
Study her.
Yeah.
Okay, so someone like you now, would you like allow your sister to wait that long with a man before he puts a ring on it?
You know what? Since it's not yet you know it's possible they might not really go into marriage. You have to take them to study the kind of person you want to go around with. I have a friend. He hides his feelings. So before you have to know what he has in his mind, you have to take a very long time. Sometimes, in fact, you don't even know he drinks. So I think at least the interval of 2 3 years is okay, just to study the guy or the lady.
So 2 to 3 years, not 4 to 5 years again.
Due to what you just said, just got me kind of like I can't allow my sister to wait for that. Yeah, it's too long.
Maximum 1 year.
So within 1 year, what would happen?
You guys need to know each other, get acquainted, and I think start with relationship. Understand each other, understand the involvement. You talk about marriage. It's not a toy issue. So you need to go into the partner's past relationship. You need to do a kind of background check on the person. So if you both of you are compatible, you can go ahead and seal it. So there's no need of delaying out of proportion, and before you know it, something else will start tripping in. But the criteria, like for instance, I'm a Muslim. In my book, there are criteria set for choosing a wife. Like my holy prophet taught us, we have 4 criteria for getting involved, especially that has to do with marriage. First, you must look at the facial beauty. Secondly, you must look at the character. Thirdly, you must look at the wealth. What I mean the wealth as in what the person is doing. And thirdly, you must look at the religion. But the Holy Prophet made it clear that you should be concerned about the religion of your partner. Why? Because it captures everything that you need from a woman or from your partner.
What if your partner wants to get married within 6 months of meeting you? Would you still do it?
You do it provided that you can do a kind of background check. If you can do background check on such type of person, yeah, why not? All you need to do is to just get in touch with the family, know the background of such type of person, and you can even go into finding out her past relationship. You understand? It will give you a little idea. You understand? Maybe her primary school, secondary school, her friends. You inquire from her friends, her colleagues in the high institution. From there, you can get tips. At least you are not supposed to delay out of proportion. And 6 months is also it's okay. It's cool.
At least a month is much better. At least within a month, you have already known who the person is. Little, yeah, little. At least then they can be so that they cannot implicate the lady or implicate yourself also.
So if she doesn't want to get married in 1 month, what would happen?
Then you know that she's not for you. Then you have to look for another person else.
So for you, it's 1 month. If you meet a woman
If
within
I
one
meet a
month,
woman, it does not end up putting her in danger. At least 1 month is enough for me to, so that I can be able to process whatever I want to do. Because keeping more, it will linger or to be doing what man and woman always need to do. And by the time you do it, at the process you pregnant her. So it was instead of that, you bridge it so that they can be able to forge ahead.
how long do you think a man should date a woman before he puts a ring on her finger?
At least 3 months, 3 months, 6 months, a year, depending on how their relationship flow, how compatible they are. Staying long in a relationship does not determine good, end of a relationship or being compatible together. So there is no need prolonging relationship because along the line, someone better might come along. The man might find someone better and the woman can find someone better. So why waste time? Why not do whatever you have to do and, get it done with? So that's it.
Okay, so what do you have to say to people that date for 6, 7, 8, even 10 years?
Whoa, man, they are wasting their time. I can't imagine dating a guy for 7, 10 years. I mean, what are you waiting for? What is dating? Dating is getting to know each other. You understand? So how long does it? You don't even study a man within 20 years. Because relationship is like an institution, just like marriage. You don't finish knowing people because they come up with different characters every day. They come up with different things. People learn from friends and relatives. So someone that is very good to you might later turn to be somebody else. And somebody you think you know might turn out to be somebody else, like a stranger to you. So why waste time? Prolonging a relationship before proposing for marriage or before doing your marriage, it's just a waste of time. That's why I consider it. It's a waste of time.
For you, like, how long did it take your husband to put a ring on it when you met him?
Well, I think it was 5 months. 5 months, yeah. We met in the month of, I think, May. And then within 5 months, because I can't imagine a man, having all the good times and the marriage is not set. So that's it. Within 5 months. Even before the 5 months, we wanted to do it, but, certain things, a demand has to be met. So that was why we kind of prolonged it to 5 months. 5 months. And, even those you dated, like while we were in school, people you dated for long, while in school, school now, university, you have a boyfriend, you guys are always flowing and flexing and all that, and you think you know them. When they give you a shocker, man, if you don't have shock observer, I mean, you might even kill yourself for them. So I don't believe in long relationship, seriously. It does not determine, lasting marriage. It does not determine love. It does not determine friendship. You understand? Yeah, so that's it.
I'm saying 12 years. For me, that's what I would do. 12 years.
12 years. From when to when?
I'll know her for 12 years.
Before you put a ring on. So within the 12 years, what would you be doing? Where would she be living?
She'll be living anywhere she wants. And she'll be living with her parents anywhere she wants to live. But 12 years.
What if she's already old? Like, yes.
Old. Wow. Okay, before reaching the 12 years, she's old. Uh, I'll see Maria. I love her. I'll see Maria.
Doesn't matter whether she's 36 as at the time you're ready. You let her wait for 12 years. You date her for 12 years before you put.
Before the 12, I'll know her age. She may be around 20 or, so, or 25. Then, for 12 years' time, I'll know her age to marry her. That's it.
No specific date. A man could date a woman within the space of a year, two, within the space of 3, 4 months. There's no specific date, except maybe there's a rule, but I don't see any rule for dating. And if you are very serious, spell out your mind from the very beginning. Tell the lady this is where you are going. There's no flavorities in you trying to, be, just hanging around. It's not the right thing. Tell the lady that I love you. I'm here for marriage.
So you don't think people that propose within 2 3 months of meeting, you don't think they are too early or they are rushing things?
It depends on what you are looking at. For instance, I met you and we have had a cluster of friendship. Then I know where I'm going. So what stopped me from proposing? Must I wait till 3 4 years? So what are you looking at? Most of the times we don't know what we are looking at. Sometimes we procrastinate issues. Sometimes we don't have vision. Sometimes we don't have focus. So for that reason, you find people hanging around a lady or hanging around in a relationship and they don't have anything to do. For instance, where I did my youth service and somebody who was working with us was in a relationship for 10 years. And for 10 years, sorry to say this, but whosoever may be watching, pardon me, but she had 9 abortions within the space of 10 years of relating. And at the end, the guy went and married somebody else. And I was like, 1 2 3 4 10. What were you doing? As in, 1 year is okay for you to know the desire of a guy. 10 years is too much. That's wickedness. And then go and marry another person. So I don't believe in long courtship. I don't believe in long dating. I believe that dating should be done accordingly. Pray about it. You are convinced. Why not?
So how long should a man date a woman before proposing to her?
Well, to me, maximum of 2 years before you can put a ring on her hand, maximum. But sometimes it happens 6 months, 1 year, and the ring is already there. So the minimum should be like 6 months. By then, he would have known at least a little about her. Then 2 years maximum. To me, because wasting of the time of putting ring is just like you're wasting her time, wasting your time, and 2 years enough for you to have known her. So what's the use of the waste of time and all that?
What if the guy doesn't put a ring on it, like 3 years, 4 years? What would you do if you were to be the woman?
It's sad, but sometimes we ladies we might have fallen in love with the man and it will be difficult to leave the relationship. What I would just say, as a child of God, you pray about it and believe God that He would do so, and also talk to Him as your man. You would have gotten the boldness, or let me say the intimacy, to be able to face Him and talk to Him that what's going on. Are you sure you are really ready for me and all that? You make it a case with him, and I'm sure you would have known his family, so you can even involve his family that I don't understand what's going on with your son. But if you can leave him, I suggest that maybe you should just carry on with your life so he doesn't waste your time.
So how long should a man date a woman before he proposes?
It all depends, but I think basically if you look at it just for a little study, because you can't know everybody, you can't know yourselves. So I feel 1 year maximum 1 year, it's okay before you say yes, I do.
So if your woman wants you to put a ring on it within 3 4 months of meeting her, what happens?
Well, if you feel inner words that you really love her, of course, why not? I just got married last month.
Wow,
Yeah,
congratulations.
thank you. So I though I knew her many years, by like 10 years, but we don't really, it's just a friendship aspect. But when we started the relationship, in less than 1 year, we planned it and we got married.
So within the first 10 years of knowing each other, it wasn't like you were involved in any
We
way?
were not, we see just once in like 3 months, once in 6 months. So it was no attraction, nothing.
It wasn't like you were dating then. You
We
wouldn't even
not
say
the-
you were.
No, in then itself, I didn't even feel like dating her. It's just a distance thing. When we say hi, that's just it. But when we started last year August, we just started the relationship, and in less than 4 months we started the planning, and last month rather.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right.
Well, it all depends. It's like it's not how long concerning a relationship, but how well. If a man has known a woman for maybe 3 months or 6 months or 1 year, they can go ahead and have a court wedding, a traditional wedding, or a white wedding, depending on how long they have. Because they may know themselves very well for a space of 3 months or 6 months, 9 months, 1 year. But if they have to be patient about the whole matter, it may last for 2 years, maybe 3 years before they can decide to try and get married, maybe a court wedding, a traditional marriage, or a white wedding.
So, what do you have to say about those that date for as long as 6 months, 6 years, right?
Well, if you date for 6 years, it all depends on, it's like I see it as a matter of choice. If they decide to do it for 6 years, well, it's their business, because maybe they have their own reasons to date for as long as that before deciding to plan how to get married. So it all depends on the individual.
But for you, how long, like, when did you meet your wife and when did you put a ring on it?
For now, I'm not married, but I'm still single. I know that God will do it one day for me. That's all.
So, sir, how long should a man date a woman before he proposes?
It depends. It has to do with the two people involved. Because when dating, there's the time you need to study one another. And if you begin to fix date, you know, some people, their rate of learning or assimilation differs. So, but to me, it should not be more than 6 months, really, to avoid in a situation where one of them decide not to get along again for whatever reason. But then, after studying each other and you are comfortable with what you have learned to each other, you can go ahead to consummate the marriage.
Okay, so you don't think it is a big deal if someone dates someone for as long as 7 years before they even decide on whatever it is they want to do?
That is too much, because really before you start dating, we assume the two people are matured. So why wasting that time 7 years before you get married? Because, you know, marriage itself is a sensitive thing. You have to be very careful. Before you know it, the devil can come in, you know, and disorganize the whole thing. So you don't allow it to be too long, really. 7 years to me is too much.
So when would you consider the shortest time too?
Minimum of 6 to 1 year, 6 months to 1 year. It's okay. Yeah.
All right, thank you, sir.
God bless you.
Well, we've had a lot of beautiful answers from Nigerians. Some saying 6 months, some saying 2 years, some even went as far as saying, look, 4-5 years. Well, I'm throwing it open to you. Like, how long do you think a man should date a woman for before he decides to put a ring on it? Well, this is how far we can go today. I'm Temitope Kokola, and this is Night.com TV. Before I go, let me give out a big shout out to Gift Oke Ogene, the man behind the camera. Thank you for making me look this fantastic today, even though the sun don't do me somehow. Yeah, and do not forget to follow us on Facebook, like us on Instagram, and then follow us on Instagram and Twitter, so you can like us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Till next week, see ya.